Decades of history. A symbol of French-Canadian perseverance. It sits upon Montreal's focal point. This is L'Université de Montréal, a hindsight.
Hey everyone! You're all probably very eager to find out more about this interesting structure I've got behind me. This is the Université de Montréal, designed by Ernest Cormier in 1926. However, construction didn't finish until 1943, when the building itself opened its doors. But more on that later. I'm Simon Berard, and I'll be acting, well, kind of as your tour guide throughout the show. With me I've got my camera guy, Merlin Little Burley. He'll be acting as kind of your eyes and ears throughout the show. We've also got Philip Laria with us, but he chose to stay behind the scenes. So let's start off with a brief description of the building to kind of ease you guys into it. We're going to be focusing on the Roger-Gaudry pavilion, which is the main pavilion of the university. However, the university has several different locations around Montreal. As we can see here, the building has a very modernist look to it. It can be argued that the use of yellow bricks and blocky architecture, as well as lack of decoration and character, symbolize a push into a new age of technological advancement, which especially targets French-speaking Canadians. There are several end pavilions located on the main building of the college, and there is precise use of symmetry on all sides, creating a flow of consistency throughout the structure. There is a lack of arches above each of the front doorways, suggesting that society move away from elaborate traditional architecture. The front entrance is also elevated from the ground, with steps leading up to it. The tower at the center of the university is topped off with a green cupola, acting as a beacon that watches over the campus. Now, we stepped foot inside and kind of took a look around. And the images that you're about to see, keep in mind, they don't actually depict what the interior originally looked like, because the building's really changed a lot over the years, especially on the inside. So we spent about an hour filming. We did see some columns, as a matter of fact. Some engaged columns. So there's that. The main entrance is probably the most interesting part of the visit. It has an elevated ceiling, unlike the other floors and hallways. The columns and engaged columns in the main entrance are made of marble. Not much description can be given regarding the interior due to the numerous renovations that have taken place over the past few decades. According to Ernest Cormier's book titled Ernest Cormier et l'Université de Montréal, the building was designed to be modernist both in form and in spirit. You could also call this style of building Art Deco, which aims to provide a sleek and elegant design to various objects and buildings in both the 20th and 21st century. The intention for the design was to provide a secular message to society, which is why a tower, which holds much prominence to the building's architecture, was built instead of a church spire. Both the church spire and the tower work in contradiction to each other. The grand structure was meant to symbolize a huge leap forward for Quebec into the 20th century. Architectural design was meant to bring the province into an era of modernity. Now let's go back to the roots of the university and really delve into its origins. Now, before it used to be located here, which is on the north side of the Mount Royal Mountain, it used to be called Université de Laval. This university offered three faculties, which were theology, law, and medicine. These three faculties were all taught at Le Grand Séminaire des Suppliciens de Montréal, and 86 students were enrolled in that school. Compare that to 67,000 students enrolled at the Université de Montréal today. In 1919, it was ruled that an independent university under the name of Université de Montréal be given to French-speaking Montrealers. The building, located on Saint-Denis Street, burned down on November 22, 1919. A new building was designed in 1926. Construction began in 1928, but only finished in 1943, due to financial issues such as the Great Depression in the 1930s. In fact, the building almost didn't get built. However, in 1939, the provincial government made a big push to publicly fund the building, and it was finally inaugurated in 1943. The new campus on the north side of Mount Royal finally opened its doors. The building remains home to the university to this very day, and is accessible through 3 different metro stations: Édouard-Montpetit, Université de Montréal, and Côte-des-Neiges. Back when it was first built, the building apparently had such a strong presence of knowledge that Chancellor Joseph Charbonneau stated the following words at the official inauguration of the building. In 1643, Maisonneuve planted the cross on the mountain of Montreal. 300 years later, we officially inaugurate on this same mountain of Mount Royal, the City of Knowledge. You see, Cormier was instructed with the task of providing the educational seekers of French Canada with a modern image and facility to learn. The finished product was built during a time when there was great tension between honoring more traditional ideals, not just in architecture but also in the way of life, and striving to make a push into the more modern technological age. As Phyllis Lambert, director of the Canadian Centre for Architecture, puts it, the building was made in Montreal when scientific theory confronts a tradition of palliative care, while a feudal society encounters a modern market economy. This building supposedly demonstrates a sleek, elegant design and emphasizes wealth, while giving off an air of sophistication through its clean, blocky shapes. This was a new architectural conception at the time, so therefore it can be argued that it represented an evolutionary step in urban architecture. Now, since this is, after all, a university, it has to look the part. Now, does it really express its overall purpose? Now, our sources tell us that yes, it does. Why? Well, if you look at the high tower, the elevated location, and the protruding entrance, all these traits put together exhibit the authority of the institution. The design of the university was meant to make it look structured, authoritative, balanced, and important. So the main pavilion shows us the identity of its founders. What do we mean by that? Well, it is the largest strictly French-speaking university on the island. It serves as a constant reminder of the French origins of both the college and the city. Since it is placed so high up in altitude, it serves to the people as a constant reminder for them not to forget the French-speaking identity of the Université de Montréal. The city of Montreal is marked by many historic buildings such as Place Ville-Marie and McGill College. Since the Université de Montréal is on a different part of the island as Concordia or St. McGill College, it kind of shows the divide between the French and the English on the island. However, the island of Montreal itself kind of portrays the unity of both the English and the French. The Université de Montréal's legacy is one of innovation and technological advancement. It has become an immense icon for students from all over Quebec and portrays an evolutionary step towards our vision for a better tomorrow. Thank you for watching.